Warning, this video is intended for audience who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online. Tariq,
Hey.
Hey, it's over. It's over.
Yep,
the series done.
We solved the problem. The season finale of season... hold on, actually, what?
Let's see,
what season is this?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh season?
Alright, season 7 of Kamen Rider Geats has finally ended. With the...
And you can really tell that they use up the show's production budget.
With the thrilling conclusion that we were all waiting for, Suel just gets fully canceled. Literally just loses due to low ratings. I never thought I'd see it where a villain in any show really loses to the power of audience approval rating, but boy howdy did he get fucked. This was
he definitely did not manage to show funds correctly, right?
Maybe instead of him being the one,
you can really tell that they were at the end of the season and they just like, fuck, we can't. Boy, we've been we're actually out of spray paint, at this point.
And yet, the funny thing is that, like, there's so much more to Suel being in the Regad Omega, suit, than, like, besides, like, it being, like, a repaint using, like, some of the Vulcan armor pieces. The fact that they spent so much time... I'm still trying to process exactly what they did for this, but they spent so much time making each one of the little, like, bead eye parts, like, moving around while he was transformed in it.
I mean, that's just... it's just CGI.
I'm trying to wonder if they just... Well, okay, did they CG and, like, track on every one of them, or did they put, like, green cap, cap things on top of it? Or, and this is the least likely solution, are there just, like, little LEDs in there that they just lit up and used, like, to symbolize the eyes? It's very weird. I mean, it's not weird, I guess, so much as it's, like, it's a very specific, like, detailed feature to add to it to differentiate it from when Jeet used the Regad form. But it's like, I don't know that we needed, like, we already had his eye popping out of it. Like, I mean, I guess that works. It's cool, but it feels like we got this detail on a form that we just discovered and with just up, like, at least when Niram had the gazer suit and then Suel took his gazer, we basically knew that he was just using... We knew what Gazer could already do, and we were just seeing Suel, like... even though they did, some mild adjustments, like, aesthetically, the biggest difference with Suel using the Gazer's form versus Niram was, like, how he applied those abilities. This is just, like, an actual, like... It actually makes a difference who's using it, like, who had the permissions, I guess. But
right.
Anyway, that's enough talking about Regad, a Kamen Rider whose name still doesn't make any sense to me. It's really all about Kamen Rider Geats and his triumphant finale, even though there's still one more episode left.
Hey, it's Kamen Rider Geats, episode 48, Creation X, Tsumuri Requiem. Right?
Yeah.
They did the thing.
Yep.
They're doing the thing.
They're doing the thing.
Look,
I don't really understand why they're doing the thing.
It was hinted there since the beginning, since episode 1, it always was going to lead to this, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And then...
They planned it since the beginning, Tsumuri was going to shoot Ace,
Yeah, for whatever reason. Even though, also, they brought back or created new versions of... Like, I can't tell... It's hard to tell at the beginning, but it definitely feels like you were immediately hinted at who this character... they've created a bunch of game masters.
It was pretty
Who
obvious.
could this possibly be?
Right.
That this game master that seems a little bit hesitant, and it takes a second to, like, adjust himself, and oh boy, who could possibly be back? the
Oh, fuck, is it? Hold on, I'm trying.
is it Chiram or Chirami?
No.
Yeah, Chirami.
No,
It's Chirami.
what was the?
It's Chirami.
No, not Chirami. Not Chirami. Oh, what? It is Coltless.
Oh,
is it Coltless,
yeah,
you know?
the fucking is it Yeah, the Corbin Blue, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah.
Right. Look, him, and is he him and probably HR waiting incident. You know.
Yeah,
right?
for all of his forced uniform violations of company dress code procedure.
Right? Is it him? Is it Cutlass? Was that who you thought it was?
Yeah. Ooh, who could it possibly be?
Oh man, who has a grudge? Who has a grudge against Ace?
Yeah,
who
could possibly come back and be a true antagonist, or some kind of actual character?
Who hates Ace the most?
Yeah.
Right.
And then
hey, look, hey, everyone's a Kamen Rider.
Everyone's
now,
a Kamen Rider now, but
Rider,
everybody also knows that Keiwa's a Kamen Rider, and also Keiwa gets his job back. Oh, thank God, we're back in the right.
Yeah.
Everything's right.
Yeah.
We're in the correct timeline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, look, look, as soon as Kayla took a mental health break, and he talked to someone about
and he
it,
killed
right?
he killed the crazy Toad
man
man that kept whispering in his ear, telling him to burn things. Like he just had to explain to the therapist.
Okay, good.
There's a little Toad guy. Trust me. There's this little Toad guy, and he shows up in my house sometimes. And he tells me that I have to go fight things.
But he's really a 50-year-old man from the future.
Yeah, and he keeps telling me that I'm gonna.
He thinks he's hip and young.
Yeah.
He keeps saying we have to make TikTok challenge.
Yeah, he keeps telling me that I have to go fight in the death game. Otherwise, he's going to make my sister fight in the death game. Oh fuck! I can't believe we never made that meme when Kekara did that shit. We didn't make the Evangelion reference. Fuck. Get in the rider belt, Keiwa, or I'll make your sister do it.
Right. But yeah, hey, look, everyone is apparently a Kamen Rider now, and they're just publicly talking about Keiwa being a public Kamen Rider now. So
that's what happens when your fight to the death against your sponsor gets live streamed. Oops, Kekara, you made Keiwa famous. Mm-hmm. It's your fault that Keiwa's in this situation now. It's all on you. Mm-hmm. And then so the big bad, the final plot that they have for some reason to save, because the DGP is fucking scrambling for fucking to keep their show going, and in a desperate
for anything to be a rating boost,
in a desperate last ditch attempt, they go, okay, everybody's a Kamen Rider. We're just going to use the plot from the latter half of Kamen Rider X-Aid and just see if that works. We'll see if people are cool with that.
Yeah.
Did we do this better? Slightly, because it doesn't look like a bunch of googly-eyed fucks running around trying to fight. But it's still pretty weird, and we definitely are not going to give them all customized helmets. We're just going to have them run around, and everybody gets a random loadout, and they have to fight.
They really just gave up. They're like, I wouldn't say gave up, but they're like, they definitely ran out the show's budget.
Well, here's the thing, right? They have
maybe making 12 forms of the same of one Kamen Rider was probably not the best use of our season's budget.
Yeah,
right?
I just think it's funny that there are, let's see, we see maybe 7. How many would you say? 7, 9 total. Kamen Riders fighting, because there's the 2 that Ace fights, right? And then there's the 2 that show up.
No, there's 4. There's 4. Yeah.
There's 2.
There's 2 that face, then 2 show more.
There's there's
the 2 with Keiwa.
Yeah, so that's 6.
That's 6.
And then how many are the ones that because then Michinaga fights a couple.
One?
Does he fight 1 or does he fight 3? Hold on.
Well, 2 shows up. It was originally 2, then 1. So there's 2, and then 2 more show up, right? So what are we at? 10?
Yeah. Okay.
10,
so
right?
so close to so it's 9 or 10. Are there between the unused bear helmet, the unused bird helmet, the unused nudge sparrow bird helmet, the unused nightmarish dog helmet, and Also, the unused deer helmet or goat helmet, whatever you want to go between Gyago and Sheik and Seeker. So that's 5.
Yeah, the sheep unused.
That's 5 of them.
Right.
You couldn't just take those 5 helmets, repaint, take those 5 different iterations, repaint them a little bit, and just throw them out there. I don't know. This is the rare spotted black bear, where it's a black bear with white spots. See, it's totally different. It's a different thing.
Or at some point you just be like, you just lazily just paint colors over it. Like, oh yeah, no, look, this is just a bear with red markings around its eye, and that's it, you know, right? It looks a lot like.
Oh, also I forgot. There's the wolf one too that hasn't even shown up since we had Lobo. We had Lobo. That's the only Wolf Rider that we've seen. And they've never reused that one. So there's at least 6 loose, free helmets that we could have used, and they went, no. Just give them. That
isn't a main.
Just
cast,
give them.
right?
Just give them the DGP. Yeah. Just give them the DGP. Just give them the DGP. Just give them the DGP rider.
Okay, I'm quickly looking. I have to go to just to see how many fucking. Let's see. So, all right. So not using Aces, Kawa, Neons, or Michinaga. Okay, so we got all right. So we got Buffalo. We got Bear.
Yeah.
We got owl.
Yeah.
We got sheep.
Yep.
Let's see.
We didn't. We still haven't had another
wolf?
sheep. Fuck. So that's 7.
We got wolf.
Yeah.
We got dog.
Yeah.
We got wherever the fuck Sarah is. Even though we keep.
It's a different. It's not quite a cat. It's a civet.
All right, and we got a civic, so that's 6. All right, we got the bat. We got the boar.
Oh right, there was the bat.
We got Right, and we got the boar, so that's 8. That's like at least 8 unused helmets. They could have just fucking no. They didn't have to remold it, right, to make it a different animal or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Right, they literally could have just paint this thing, you know, and call it a day, you know. Boy, there's like 5,000 dog breeds, right? You could have just kept painting that dog head like multiple times and saying it's just a different dog.
Yeah,
you know,
it's wild that they just like went with. We're just gonna make them all the DGP staff like helmets. We had to get all these copies of the Game Master mask in red and blue, so that apparently required a lot.
Oh man, hey man, how funny you think it would have been if Toei never caught on that they were using Guillermo del Toro's Nazi mask, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't find out till the last day of recording. Right,
and then they just made like 20 copies of it and like, fuck.
Right, then like the last day, as they're about to shoot the scene, some guy comes like, oh, we just got a letter from a lawyer.
Yeah, it
right?
runs in sweating with a crinkled piece of paper in his hand, like, wait, stop, we gotta stop and desist.
We can't, don't suffer. And then they should have to thankfully scramble to get rid of 20 Nazi masks, right?
Just much like Japanese history books, they struggle to get rid of the Nazi references.
Right, yeah. Right, but everyone has to fight each other for that. I don't know. Boy, there's like some weird happiness meter.
Apparently they're fighting for their happiness points because, you know, that's, I mean, because there's the whole thing with the gleam.
This is real arbitrary now.
Because there's the whole thing with the gleam, I guess, but it's like, it is a really like random like metric. Like they didn't do it like with health bars. They just did it with like happiness bars, and it's like, well, what if you're
this is a real arbitrary
if you beat somebody, do you get their happiness? Do you become happier? Like, is this like a free?
Do you have to gather the most happiness?
Is this free medication? You know? Like, is this America's new mental health care plan?
Right. This is like real arbitrary value. They're just saying how I think it was the mom was like kind of like 60.
Yeah, she started off with like 62 versus somebody having like 43. I'm like, well, okay, what are the?
Well, what's the? Hey, boy, where's your conversion rate for all this, boy? Hey, can we get the finance guy in here?
Yeah.
Oh wait, nope. The DGP fired him.
Yeah,
for some reason.
Samas fucking shot him and anybody else that dare spoke up against this.
After he said that, hey, let's not print out 20 of these masks. You know,
yeah, I think we're going to be. I think we're in trouble. Anyway,
and we print out this many masks.
yeah, all of it. It's so funny that this is like the big reveal, the final conflict is all these riders, but it's not even like the DGP says all of these riders specifically need to try to attack like Geats and company. It's just like, I don't know, fuck it, battle royale, do it. Sewell is really into the whole desire royale. He's still mad that people keep dissing his desire royale like plan, and so he's like, well, I'll do it again, but this time it'll be everybody and the generic ones. But like for Geats and them, it's mostly just like, okay, well, this is a problem because people are getting guns and being forced to kill each other. And they if they lose,
and some people aren't getting the best weapons.
Yeah, and if they lose,
once again,
and if they lose, they get like killed. And if they try to run away, they get killed.
Oh, they just straight up, people just straight up get blown up.
Oh yeah, they killed the two high school kids just trying to run away.
Battle royale this shit.
Yeah,
you know, right? They were actually battle royale people.
Yeah.
Say, no, you got, look, you got to fight.
Yeah,
you know,
no,
right?
Squid Game. I'm a squid.
Hey, the audience wants to see someone die. You know, right? He just blows up two high school.
Yeah, just murders two high school kids on live future television. But yeah, hey, Geats and company come up with a special plan, and somehow Geats just decides, hey, Tsumuri, you want to go back to our house? And she's like, I'm not your sister. We don't live together. He's like, come on, sis, let's go home. Let's go back to our childhood home. Go down memory lane. He goes, she goes, what the fuck are you talking about? That was one time. We've been past that world since like season fucking 3. I would not, please stop calling me your sister. And he goes, come on, we gotta wait for Dad to come home. He finally got the cigarettes and the donuts. And it's like, what are you talking about, Dad? We don't have a dad. And then Garori shows up and he goes, hi, Dad. I'm glad you're home. Thanks for coming home. Finally, Dad. Are you my poppy?
Crazy? Man, do you think any of the... It also occurred to me, do you think like all these grunt... Do you think they weren't pissed like, hey, how come that guy has a helmet? You know, right?
Yeah.
His armor looks very different than what I'm fighting, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
None of them... Like, they also didn't try... Like, again, the premise of this whole DGP Battle Royale thing isn't like them setting the original, like the main riders as like targets to attack and like steal their raise buckles. They just, if the main ones show up and try to do anything to stop them from killing each other or hurting like people as collateral damage, like they just go, hey, you're another rider. Yeah, he's clearly stronger. Like, this is like Monster Hunter when a Jaggy's attacking you while you're trying to fucking hunt like a goddamn basil goose or some shit, and it's like, I don't know why you think that you can take me or the fucking giant monster here. I am doing everything I can to kill this thing before you and I die. But yeah.
Also, it's just crazy how quickly everyone just resorts to violence. Like, oh, right, just because like. Right, because right, if you think like, there's actually like no like no consequence until we get shown the consequence.
I mean, I guess but then once they find out, it's like, oh, okay, well, I guess if you knew that you were going to die, but like they just kind of showed up and gave them belts and said, hey, compete in this, and then we started seeing people get like deleted. But hey, sure, fine, whatever. Everybody rushes out to try and stop the fighting and stop the game masters from deleting people. It's great that like Michinaga has to like try to hold back and everything, and they all have to try and do that.
Hey, Michinaga's finally over his killing people.
Yeah, he's just gotta stand there and take that like a good zombie.
You know, he finally realized like, boy, hey, you know, maybe I shouldn't continue the cycle, you know.
Yeah,
right?
and then Haruruya decides to show up and fights a game master barefooted, like because he still doesn't have his belt back. Like, we can't give him a.
He's like, hey, look, my fist still works, alright. You know,
these fists come battery.
As long as these connects.
These fists are battery included, okay? And then also the cavalry. Hey, look, the cavalry is here. All of the Jamato are on our side.
Hey, look, the unsung hero of the series, you know, right? The one that they've been setting up since the beginning to be the hero of the show, to be the real main character.
What an insane turnaround! Daichi coming back as this fucking character that's supposed to help with his Pikmin, his fully Pikmin, matured Pikmin fucking Jamato, where they all have little flowers on their heads now, and Tsumuri can't decide if they're gross or cute.
Right, like, he just controls, like, this whole army of undead plant creatures now, you know?
Yeah.
And everyone just, and, like, no one actually tries to stop her or do anything. Just like, yeah, I guess he does.
Well, he's got the command whistle from Pikmin, so obviously.
Yeah, right, I guess, so, yeah.
And then...
that's it.
Yeah,
right?
and then finally, we're
not gonna do anything about
the
this
last
at this point,
the last key part of their plan is... Garori returning. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's Garori. He's back. Everybody clap. He's finally back after episode 16. Garori's here. He doesn't get to transform into Glare or anything. Nope, not even Glare 2. No Vision Driver. Just shows up, gets Geats into the door so that he can fight Suel in his own office.
Right?
Do you think that that's what they need?
Why would you just? I thought you hated Ace.
Yes,
right?
but I hate you even more.
Why all of a sudden would you sign?
Well, because he's actually doing what's right. I actually think that he's doing the right thing this time, and he's become the ideal the ideal image of Kamen Rider for our ratings purposes. This is Garori is the person that the Writers Guild and the Screen Actors Guild need to they need somebody on the inside that's going to let somebody into David Zaslav's office and Bob Iger so that they can catch him in the in his fucking office and fight him like that.
Yes.
But yeah, it turns out Garori is doing all this stuff.
Exactly.
And he fucking decides that the will of the VIPs isn't worth burning the entire show to the ground.
Right. Yeah. And then we get a pretty good fight sequence, I'm not gonna lie. This is pretty good.
But yeah, Garori does shit.
Yeah.
Keeping the air going just because Austin was there, but he's not there right now. But I don't need to say that. But I'm trying to keep things going. But I've run out of things to say because he's just turning in to fight him.
Exactly.
And Garori decides
I wonder why is saying that.
Call out to the audience, and he fights. He says, "Hey, I've taken a survey from the audience. I've been working with Nielsen ratings, and I know all this. I've got the audience numbers right here, and the audience says that they hate this new season. This new season's gone on for far too long."
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, exactly. Like I was saying. Yeah. Hey, Ace and Tsumuri settles this in a pretty good fight sequence. Like I was saying.
Yeah, I mean,
this is pretty.
Every time that Ace has fought Suel or one of the game masters, it's always been a pretty well choreographed fight. The
CG fight is cool. Hey, look, what is it? Fucking Suel says, "Hey, look, I've seen Fate. People keep making Fate jokes. Here, I'll do a fucking Fate reference.
Yeah.
Look, I have unlimited gun works.
Yeah.
Right?
I can summon all the blades, all the guns, infinity.
And shoot that. I think. I bet Tsumuri needs to Shinada fired the financial the guy in charge of finance, because that is not infinity guns.
Yeah, that is about 12 guns.
Right, and look, I know you're thinking, hey, if I just shoot more guns at him, you should probably add more guns if that's wrong.
If only he didn't have the ability to.
I feel like 12 guns is not enough
to create and destroy. I think that again, this feels like a fucking because I can't stop seeing the Mark 9, the Boost Mark 9, as anything other than Crazy Diamond from JoJo's, but it feels like fucking Crazy Diamond versus Killer Queen, where it's just I can reset time and have a plant cat in my stomach that shoots air bubbles that explode, and then fucking Josuke is just okay, well, I can break things and reform them. I'm gonna break your face and reform it into a fucking punching bag. I broke this piece of rock and I made it reform back so it shot through your fucking face. I don't care how many cat bubble beams you do.
Right. Yeah. But hey, look. Hey, Georg gets his ass beat. Boy. Hey, look. He uses all the boost buckle as to attack Ace. He's like, oh, hey, hey, look. Hey, look, Ace was able to get a bunch of buckles before too. I could do the exact same things, right? Yeah, I can do this too, right? But then Ace was like, I know black hole. I can just summon a black hole. Oh, cool. Yeah. Boy, that did not work out well for Sui right there.
And what really didn't work well for him was when the Kurama family finally got their groove back and decided to be. We're a real family that loves each other now, so we're going to work together to sabotage the funding for from the VIPs, and we're both intimidating
GGP
figures.
Does not revoke user access after they leave.
Yeah, boy, his key card still has access to the door on the Warner Brothers lot, even though he was fired long ago.
Yeah, right? Maybe Sama should not have shot that guy.
Yeah.
Who says that? Yeah, that's boy. Hey, look, maybe firing the finance, the guy in charge of finance, firing HR, firing the IT lab. Right? Right.
Literally firing on them with a gun. Mm-hmm. The fact that fucking I feel like Niram and Garori were holding a tight ship, and every time they kept losing somebody, it kept slipping away. They really sealed their own fucking fate in this. Right. And that leaves it fucking to Suel, who's lost the power of the audience, and then he decides to pull a King Crimson and say, I've this never happened. I've reduced this fight to 0.
Mm-hmm. This is my big trump card I had. Yeah. I had this ability this entire time.
This is the Suel Re-Guide Omega Requiem. I've decided to reverse time so that I'm not losing. This is just an aside that I'm just going to say that because it's one of those things of like, if I had a nickel for every time that this happened, I'd have exactly 2 nickels. So I don't know if you've watched the anime Bungo Stray Dogs, but it's a good anime. The whole thing is basically the various literary authors were reimagined as various characters with powers based off of their books and shit. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's cool. The final the presumably final season is out right now, and it's airing new episodes. Mm-hmm. There is a character that has an ability, just like all the other characters, has his own ability that is very OP, and it's like, oh man, this guy's tough. How are they going to defeat him? And then he just goes, yeah, I'm not going to worry about using my ability because I have this sword that I have literally pulled out of nowhere, out of space. He just opens up a portal and reaches his hand in like it's a fucking goddamn like it was just there like it was Urza from goddamn Fairy Tail. Pulls the sword out and he goes, this is the space-time sword. With its power, I can cut space and time. And you go, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's like, the sword has this power. And so he just goes, I cut you. Boom, space. I've cut you from all the way over here. I can cut through anything. It's super fat. And you go, wow, that's pretty fucking broken. That's pretty tough. And then they get him, right? They stop him. They go, ha, we ripped your hands off. We took the sword away. And then twice now he's gone. He's used the sword to. That's twice now. He's used the sword to cut back in time so that to the point where he was about to lose, so that they get. Right before they were going to deal the finishing blow, that person that was attacking him gets cut because he stabbed the past, which stabbed the person in the past, so the timeline resets, so the timeline where he lost doesn't happen, and now they're all stuck in a world where the person that was about to get the last attack in just got stabbed either in the back or the fucking chest or the throat or something, and it's just like, what the fuck? This is cheating. This is just a fucking the villain here isn't the fucking villain. It's not his powers. It's this sword that for some reason has its own set of powers that could cut through space. Anybody who had that would be a problem. Doesn't matter that it has to be this guy. Why the fuck? This guy's not special. He just has a special sword. What the fuck? That is how I feel with this, where it's just like, okay, cool. You're just playing make believe. You're playing Power Rangers, and you're deciding to go, I have a time travel gun, and it lets me time travel, and then I know you didn't punch me, and it's like, well, what the fuck was I supposed to do with that? Really. So yeah, that's how I feel with Suel.
Is a sore loser, it turns out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Tsumuri shows up, and I feel like this is supposed to be Dark Tsumuri, like that stole Tsumuri's clothes.
Yeah, that's what everyone, right? Because we did in the scene before. Dark Tsumuri just breaks into the
lounge,
the dress.
Yeah,
right. And follows regular Tsumuri as he walks off screen.
So it brings to mind
like a classic Scooby-Doo scenario, situation that's going on.
Yeah,
right.
But like, it sure. And she's also is the first. It's the first time that like Tsumuri says Ace instead of Ace-sama.
I mean, to be fair, Ace did seem to drop
right, but I think that's supposed. I think that's supposed to be like the way that he can tell that it's not Tsumuri. But yeah, then a gunshot rings out. Fade to black. Did he live or did he die? Tony Soprano.
Who got shot?
Tony Soprano.
Right. Who shot Mr. Ukio?
Yeah.
You know, right. Take your bets right now for next week's episode.
Send in your cereal box tops if you want to vote for whether or not Ace will live or if Ace will die and become the Red Hood in the next season.
Right, and unlike the rest of the season where they done a bad job of hiding in the preview, this preview actually does a good job of hiding if Ace lives or dies. You know?
Yeah, it is very confusing as to what the conclusive episode will be, but somehow, some way, they're gonna conclude it. This is boy. We're I mean, look.
And next week, everyone who's still alive fights Sueru. You know, right?
If I have,
they do the thing where they start in their shitty starter form, you know, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point they realize, boy, hey, maybe our shitty starter form isn't a good idea to fight God or whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah. It's.
And I don't know if you've seen the preview image that Toei released online, but hey, Michinaga does not get a new form,
it didn't look like it.
You know, but you know what? They still had the outfit for zombie for his Jamachi zombie and everything.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Right, and I don't know if you saw the interview that was posted. That guy finally got subtitled today about Michinaga's actor complaining about it, right? But it's funny as fuck. It's fucking great.
Oh god, I'm curious about what the fuck that. You got to send me a link for that one.
Yeah, I'll post it. Like, it's fucking great. He talks about how everyone gets a fucking 4 except him, and how to the point where it reaches to the point where now the kids, they don't call him Kamen Rider Buffa.
They call him Kamen Rider Zombie.
They call him Kamen Rider. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Holy shit. Yeah, boy, man. Look at the body language of like the body language in how they're all sitting. Like his actor looks so fucking like it just looks so tired. Like he looks like Waspicable. He looks like Waspicable. I mean, he got the command buckle. I mean, he did get the command buckle for a second.
Right. Yeah, but
it's so funny. I'm watching Ace's actor just list all of the fucking all the forms beat. I mean, yeah, but he also had he did get the fever buckle. He just used the it's not his fault that you used the fever buckle to just double up zombie. I don't call that an accessory. This is amazing. Oh god. Geats Tycoon and Zombie. Man, boy. Hey, look, you got boy, man. Michinaga, I'm sorry, man. They got you, man. You got fucking got, man. I think.
Man, how insane would it be if they actually debut the Final Four? Right,
what if they did it in the last episode? What if they just did it like in the last shot of the episode?
What if they Tsukiyomi the situation, right? You know?
Or not even Tsukiyomi this situation, because Tsukiyomi technically premiered at the end of the second to last episode. Like, she transformed in the second to last episode, and then she was there in the last episode and did nothing. But what if the last shot is just fucking Michinaga just walking down the street and then finding a stray buckle on the ground?
Right. Holy fuck. Alright, hey, stay tuned next week for the third conclusion of Kamen Rider Geats, alright? It's been a wild ride, alright?
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Right, look, and then everything else we'll save for when we actually talk about the series. I got a lot, we both probably got a lot to say about this series, you know, right?
Yeah.
And everything, but hey, another great episode this week. Tsumuri, I still don't like him as a final villain. He feels very weak, but I'll save all of that for next week.
Yep,
you know?
That'll be it.
All right, anything else you want to add?
All
right.
We'll see how this ends.
All right. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.